So now we have an empty file here, and we want to make now a new folder for the server. And we also want to create a React app, because we will talk about React and how to download Stripe on React. So we will do that by this way until it finishes, just like it finished all of the download and everything. We will go to the server, and in the server we will start making a get pash command, and by the get pash we will ask get to make us a file called index.js. Well, so if there is an index.js, if there is an index.js, so we are ready to make an npm init. And of course he will start to ask us. I should have set --y, but however you will handle that. Yes. So now we have a index file, and we can say open with code. Of course, when you look at the mbx the create React app, you will find it still downloading because React takes a little time. We don't need this one anymore. We need the code here. We will close this one, not to cheat. And we will come here and we will start our work. Yes, so we will open the terminal and we will come to index.js, and let's see what we need here. So to set up a Node.js server, we will write the usual things of express equal require express, and we will initiate an instance app of express, so it will be app express like that. And now we will start, for example, to say app.listen to listen to the server, and we should put here port, and also we should put a callback function, just like to tell us that the app is really listening. So on port, I'm sorry, you will, just like you can skip if you want, if these are not important for you. So and port. But now the problem is we don't have a port, and why we make it like this, we can say here, just like port, I will write it in capital, but not for any strange reason or something. So this is the port that we will listen to, but we will not write it here. We will instantiate a .env file like that, and in this .env we will write the port. Now if we try to listen to that, I guess we will not be lucky. And in the package.json we don't have an npm start, so we will say start, and we will say node index.js. But this way we can now listen to the server by saying npm start. So as you see, there is a module that is not found, and let's see what is this module, which is express. So this is the first mistake, and I made a consensus with you that we will make the most possible mistakes that we can. So we will download express, and at the same time we will download something that is called .env, and you will know why just in a little while. And if you do know why, then just skip this part, as I do not want to look like, just like a broken record or something. So here it is. We have the And now if we set node or npm start, can we listen to the port, or we will have an undefined port? Yeah, exactly. Port is not defined. And why is that? Because we did not call our env file. So we should have said port will equal process.env.port. So what do you think? Do you think it will read the .env, or there is something else we need to do? There is still a problem here. Yet it's the server is listening, but the port is undefined, and this is still a problem. So what we can do for that is that we install a .env, and the .env is something that enables the server to read the environment files, which are files that are kept secretive in your local, just like in your local PC, and it's not uploaded with your in your GitHub file or in your project when it's online or something. It keeps your environment variables secretive, because this is the right thing to do. So the port is one of them, because everyone has its own port, and if this will run on the cloud, it will not have the same server of the local host, but we are now on the local host. So when you change the server, you don't want the app to crash. So from the beginning, you will tell in the readme file, you will tell the client that he should change the port and put the port that is suitable for the website. So now let's do that. Let's say that we can say require .env.config. Well, by this way, we now have configured the .env, but as you see, we should restart the server again. And of course, that's why we will download or install something called the node daemon. There is another one, which is, just give me a second. So guys, there will be a problem here, because this thing will be given to the server as a string, and this is one of the mistakes that you will find. So if you try to console log it, you will find that it's already read, and there is no problem with our .env. But the problem is actually because you will find it here, because I said console log. Yes, you will find it here, but it is not an integer. It is a string, and you do not have to pass it here as a string. So one thing we can do for that is pass int, and we will just wrap our port like this, and the same here. And I guess everything will work fine right now. Let's see. Yep, the server is listening on port 5000. Now, something else we should do, we should make this run on node daemon, because this will enable us not to restart the server each time. So we should download now the node daemon. Well, so up to now we have a server, the server is running, and I guess we should also write some routes, something like this one, and we will make a request and a response, and we will say response.send hello. This is just for testing our server, Now let's start. And here we will say the localhost, yes, 5000. What is that? Sorry for the semicolon, and pardon for the save too. So yes, we are on the server now and everything is running. Okay, so we will also make another route which will be a post route, in which we will post our data, and that's what we want to learn now, the life cycle of how the data is transferred between the request and the response from the client to the server and coming back from the server to the client. So let's see how we will do that. So I'll say just like payment, as if this is our payment gateway, and of course the same thing, request and response. And all we want right now is to extract the body. So we will say const body request.body, and we will console.log that body. That's all. So there is no body right now, but there will be when we send a request to the server to post something on the server, which is a body. Let's see how we will do that through the client side, and at the same time what are the mistakes we will face and how this will help us just like make the server run smoothly and know everything is happening step by step. So let's now go back to here and cd inside Stripe, and here we can start managing our code. I will say just like code and close the git bash. I think its work is done now. Alright, so I'll open a terminal and I'll split the terminal because we will need one for running the server and another one for downloading any npm packages that we want. So here I'll say npm start, and at the same time I'll go and just like I'll remove anything that we do not need, just like these things. All these files we do not need right now, so we only have 2 files left here, and the public we also don't need this one and this one and this one and this and this. And we will go to the index just to not face any problems. We will take that from here too. So what do you think? What else? Yeah, we don't need this Apple Touch, don't need the manifest. So I guess now we are ready. We are absolutely ready. Okay, so let's close this and go here and start making our app. We don't need anything inside this file here, like that. So hello React, that's all. And we may also download something called, I'm sorry, it takes time for my, sometimes for just like for my VS Code to download anything that is coming from a Create React app, but don't worry, this will not just like extend to the whole video, just the first time. So we will download something called Axios, and maybe you know Axios, maybe you don't. The Axios will help me a lot to post the data to the server without any problems. I will say -- save. So let's start downloading. Oh, sorry, I think it will not download anything because this is not right. We should put here I, like that. I don't know if I should say dev like that, because the dev will only download this on the development mode, which is what exactly we want. So now we have an app running. So we don't want to make our request here. I'll just say, I'll just like create another component, and this component will be for payment, and we will say here our A, F, C, E. Now we have a component with the payment. We should extract that here. Yes, so it imported payment from payment. We will delete the logo. So download this to delete that. So now we have a React app that is functioning, and just like it is working, and all we have to do now is to try to send data from this server, from the React app, to our server that is running on port 5000. And by the way, by default, React is running on port 3000. There is two mistakes here. It's not mistakes, but two files we forgot to delete, this one and this one, and now everything will work fine. Okay, so I'm sorry because I'm a little bit working on too many applications, so the program is a little bit laggy. So he is saying that he cannot find that ./app.css. Well, I guess we have taken this away, right? Let's remove this one. Yeah, everything is working fine now, and we are ready to do everything we need. Sorry, I know that you have got bored because the video is in slow motion a little bit, but I promise that we will start to doing great right now. You see, we are making a progress here. So yes, we are having the payment here, and all we want to do is that we want to make a button, and when we press this button, we will send something to the server. So let's make that. We will say here h1 click me to send data, and now a button, and this button I'll say click me, like this. So now we have a button, and when we click this button, we're supposed to send something to the server. So to do that, we should make an onClick function in which we will handle the click, like that. And there is no handle click, so we will go and make the handle click like that. So in the handle click that we want to send product, just like an example product, we want to send it to the server. And to do that, we will need an Axios request. Of course, this is not the best way, but I mean, we will do that in use effect and things like that, but not now. We are now just like trying to experiment with the server. So we should get Axios. So we will import Axios here from Axios, and we will use Axios here to post. I guess I am right here. Yeah, Axios.post. We will post data to http://localhost 5000, and we need to send something to that. So we will open brackets after we define the where the request is going. We now will open brackets and start to write what is our product. So I'll make just like an example product. So I'll say the name will be product 1, and the description will be product, and the price will be $30. Now we have a product, we want to send it. We want to send it to Axios, and to do that we will make a click, and when we handle the click we will send the post request with Axios to the localhost 5000. So the server is running here. The server is running, so we are ready to send the post. So let's send it and see what will happen. We will open the browser and we will say, but we want to inspect everything, and we want to inspect here too, because we want to catch anything that is happening in the console. Yeah, and here too in the console, like that. So we will say click me, and there will be a ton of things that is telling us that there is a problem. I think it is in Axios, because I am sure that Axios is not supposed not to be sent like this. I think it will work if it is like that. So let's see. So access to XML HTTP request from now it's working, but the problem here is about something called CORS. What CORS? Yes, it's the cross origin, the cross origin allowance, and there is a problem because the server will not give us the permission to contact with another server, and all we need to do here is to download something called CORS. So CORS help us to send data from a server to another. So const CORS require CORS. Is that enough? No, we should send that with our data. So we have one of two ways. If this is the only one we need to send CORS with, we can do like this, but we will not do that because we may need CORS in all of our application. So we will come here and we will say app.use, which means that use this in any get or post or any CRUD method you will do. Just use this before you do the request, or after you do the request, before you get the response. So I mean, this is in the middle between the pass and the request that we are making. So we will say CORS here, like that. Now we have CORS. So let's go and test again. Yeah, the server is crashed because we don't have the CORS, we didn't install it. So let's install the CORS server. I think this is very good and useful to make these mistakes because we all want to learn from it. Alright, so the server is coming back to work again. Let's go back and let's refresh our data like that, because we want to start fresh with no mistakes here. Click me and post HTTP localhost not found. Why do you think he can't found this? Yeah, I understand why. Because this is a post request and there is, and we did not say that here. We didn't say where it's going because we need a post, we need an app.post with the same path location that we have defined in the client side. So the /payment. This is where we should send our request. So now let's start again. The request failed. Why do you think the request failed? Let's wait a minute. So this is happening because the server is not sending anything back, and the server is not actually working like this. We should say here that response.send anything, whatever, just like okay. And now let's go and post. So no mistakes here happened, but here you will find undefined because we are canceling the body, but there is no body. So I'm sorry, there is a body, I'm sorry. Yes, but the post here did not catch it. So why do you think it did not catch the body? And actually this is another thing that I want you to learn here. There is no mistake in my code here, and there is no mistake from sending the request from the client side to the server side, but the whole problem is that the body is actually JSON, and the app up till now it cannot read the JSON files. So we will say app.use express.json like that. Now we can accept data like the body and like the form data and like the request that we have sent. So let's send it now and go to the server, and we have our product here. So I guess if you revised or reviewed the video again, you will understand what is the process from sending something from the client side to the server side. Now we have something like that. What about let's change in it and try to send it back to the server. So I'll say here, because this is a body, we will say console log body dot, for example, dot name. Maybe let's see what is the reaction of the server now. So the name is product1. So I will make some changes from the server to the body like this. Body.name will not be product1, it will be product2 like that. And I will now try to respond.json because I want to send a JSON file with this information back to the server with the body. So the body now has changed. So pay attention to this change, because this change is supposed to go back to the client side when I try to send it, because this is the response, and the response is what will be received from the client. This is the meaning here. So this will be received back to the client. So let's go to the client, and because this is an Axios post request, so we can say then we will get a response. I just want to console log the response, but because Axios does not directly send the response that we ask it for, it sends a lot of other things that, so you will find a lot of information, but I'll tell you how we can just like minimize this information just to get the data that we want. And we will make also a catch block here with error just to get any problems with our request. So console log the error. Now let's go back and so as you see, we send the request, we receive the response with some information coming from Axios, but we're only interested in the data. And as you see, the data is actually updated to product 2. So that's how we send something to the server and get something from the server back, and we even can update it before it comes back to the client side. So now we have done everything, but we will just put here data. By this way, when we make the request again, it will only send us the data as you see, like that: name, description, and price. So this is the product that we have sent to the server. Now this is a full life cycle of a request to the server and response to the client side. This is the full life cycle of it. If you understand this by now, then I guess you will understand with me what's coming next, which is that we will replace the payment with a Stripe payment. So we will do now a Stripe payment with the same way. So don't worry, Stripe now will be easy for you if you understand what we have done right now.